Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Darren. I'll be all safe and well and having a good stitchy week. So today's stitch with me is going to be on this piece, which is from the Cross Stitch Studio, and it's Smiling Tiger. And I mean, this section up here, it'll be a while before we get to the tiger. But this is where we are. So I've got kind of set up. Zooming. And hopefully you can see everything okay. We'll see how we go. We'll aim for an hour video. If we get one, bonus. If we don't, never mind. So we're getting ever close to the 5,000 subscriber mark. I think I'm 10 away now. I seem to have had a little jump in numbers this week. Only a little jump. I checked last night and I was only 9 away, and then I checked this morning and I'm at 10 away. So obviously someone decided to subscribe and didn't like my content. But never mind. So unfortunately, most of the colours I'm going to be working on are going to be, by the looks of it, brown and greys. So it's Tuesday at the moment. I'm not at work today. I've been to the specialist to see about my lungs because I've had a cough now since January, as I've mentioned several times, and it just doesn't want to leave me. So I've been to the doctor's today to do, I don't know what it's called, some lung thing, and basically you put a belly into a tube for as long as you can so they can check like your lung capacity, and so you have to do it twice. So you do it once, and then you've got to take some asthma medication, and then wait 10 minutes, and then do it again to see if it improves your lung capacity and whatnot. And so yeah, so I've had that done. So they're sending the results to my doctors. So I will go there on Friday after work and get my results of that and see what they're saying. Because my doctor's putting it down to acid reflux. So my twin brother has this with the coughing and all that lot. And this is probably acid reflux because he eats a lot of crap. But he's had it for ages and ages and ages. But me, I was born with too much acid in my body, thanks to my mother, because my mother had indigestion throughout the pregnancy. I seem to have got all the acid. So I've always suffered from like indigestion and stuff like that. So the doctor also seems to think it may be like acid reflux. Well, it's like I said to him, I said, well, I know what like indigestion and that feels like because I've had it all my life. But he still seems to think that it could be that. So I was like, okay. So hence the reason I've had this testing done today to see if it was anything to do with my lungs, like sticky lungs or anything like that. Especially since having the pneumonia not long since. So depending on what these results say, that may mean I may have to go for an endoscopy. But the nurse also said it could be a, what do you call it, nasal drip. Where it goes down the back of your throat. So she says mention that to your doctor so you can have a look to check on that one as well. She says because sometimes it could just be as simple as that. She says the nasal dripping, you just take a couple of nasal sprays and it clears you up. I was like, right. So I'll mention that one first. I don't fancy having an endoscopy. I've already had one years and years ago. It wasn't the greatest of experience. You had the choice when I went for that one to be sedated or be kept awake. I was like, oh, I'll be kept awake. Yeah, that may have been a big mistake. Mind you, it wasn't as bad as I thought, but it wasn't the most pleasantest of experience. But the good thing, when you're not being sedated, you don't have to hang around. You can just go home as soon as you had your endoscopy. So we'll see what he wants to do from there on in. Take it, since moving over to Australia, I've done nothing but being ill. Or had some kind of illness. Just turn you over and finish this strand off. So yeah, so we're back at the doctor's on Friday. I haven't got a needle minder on here for some reason. I thought I had one, but clearly I did not. Going to my watch, it's time for me to get up and walk around for a bit. I've only just sat down. Another thing with this one, because I started doing it in the Royal Rose method, I've got the same strands sat waiting to be worked on, so never mind. And so, for all those who was asking, Mum's doing okay. So she was in hospital for a couple of days. Well, I was trying to find out what was wrong with her, and it turns out she had, I can't remember what it's called, but it was some kind of pocket or something like that in her bowels. That was causing her to bleed. I'm going to say she was bleeding in a fair bit, apparently. So I don't know what they did, but they'd done something anyway, and she stopped. So she's got to go for a colonoscopy at some point to find out what caused this air pocket or wherever it is. If you can hear a noise, it's Tiger playing with a piece of cardboard right at the side of me. I don't know where he's got this piece of cardboard from. He's ripped it off a box somewhere. He's like a walking hole punch. His teeth goes straight through the cardboard. It's been a fuss pot this morning. It's been following me around like a little sheep. Although, obviously, because he's not used to someone being home on a weekday. But yes, it's been following me around like a little sheep. So yeah, so I'm just waiting now for an appointment for a colonoscopy, just to double check everything, but doctors think it may have just been this pocket of whatever that's caused everything. She actually said she enjoyed her time in the hospital. So in the hospital over at home, for some reason, they've now integrated the wards. So whereas before you used to have like your male wards and your female wards, now they're integrated them. So it's like Mum was in a 4-bedder room, so a room with 4 beds, and so it was the room next door to her was 4 blokes, and her, which was 4 women, and then the next room's 4 blokes and 4 women, etc. And she says the nurses were fantastic. She says they couldn't do enough for you. She says they were brilliant. So, and the thing is, with my mum having the stroke, there's only certain food she's allowed to eat because she can't. She kept choking because her esophagus and that isn't strong enough for like dealing with bread and stuff like that. So there's only certain foods she could eat. So on the menu, most of the stuff she couldn't have. So the nurses were going out of the way to find her stuff that she could eat and stuff that she may be able to eat if they blended it up and stuff like that. So yeah, she says the nurses there were fantastic. So yeah, so the only time I've ever actually heard my mum say she enjoyed being in hospital. So her extension coming along. So the floors, well, the concrete slab for the floor is now down. And then in the UK, it's a long weekend. This weekend coming up. So my brothers, should I say, are hoping to get the underfloor heating down. Get the last window in and move the door. So in my living room over there, I've got French doors. So they're actually getting moved onto the conservatory. And I don't know what they're doing with the hole that they're going to leave with the doors. I don't know if they're putting another door in or what. I don't know. So once those have been moved, because they have to attach to the second window that's going in, it all connects together or something. So then they're going to get that done, and then they're hoping to get the ceiling all plasterboarded out. So yeah, so it's getting there, slowly getting there. So assuming nothing goes wrong, the majority of it should be done this weekend, all being well. And then all they've got to do then is do the plasterboard out the walls and then put the electrics in. And I don't know what else they're doing with the floor. And it should be near enough done, I believe. Twin brothers turn around and tell me he wants it as a dining room. Why would you want it as a dining room? We don't even use a dining room. We've never used anything as a dining room. We only have like a small kitchen table over there. It's only a little square thing because we don't sit at the table except for Christmas. And my mum's like, no, we're not having it as a dining room. She says the extension is mine. She says I'm paying for it. So she says it's whatever I want it to be. She says that's my extension. She says so that's going to be her living room. And then my living room over there will be Mum's bedroom. So yeah, so she says, my twin brother's been a pain, saying he wants it as a dining room. I says, well, tell him he's not. Okay, let's do work, shall we? So, the boss who does all the hiring, firing, etc. I was walking around the other day and looking at stuff and measuring stuff and so, hey, what's going off here? Anyway, they never tell you what's going off. The only people he tells are the two people on the splitting saw. He never tells them, he never tells anybody else what's going off with anybody else's saw. He always tells them what's going off. I was like, why are you telling them? One, they're never here. And two, they're the most useless pair to work with. But anyway, so they are apparently now keeping my saw, and it's only been used for doing certain things. So the new saw that I'm meant to be getting, I am no longer getting. Well, they're getting the saw, but I'm not having it. Apparently, the new saw that they've got in at the moment, the splitting saw, they're taking that out and storing it over the road and putting the new saw in its place. I was like, what? So yeah, they reckon it's going to be better. I said, so they're taking a new saw out to put another new saw in its place to store the other saw over the road until, because apparently they're meant to be doing the shed up or something next year. I was like, yeah, you've been saying that one for a while and all. So yeah. And I was like, well, if that's meant to be my new saw, I says, I don't want it after you two being on it. They went, why not? I says, because you two break everything. I says, this saw that you're on at the moment, I said, it's only 1.5 years old. I said, and you've broken that much stuff on it. I said, it's absolutely ruined. I says, so I don't want a saw after you two owned it. And then we've got 2 other saws which are the same. And he come out the other day and asked which one is better. So they're going to keep one of them, and then they're going to remove the other, take the other one out, and they're going to replace that one with a new saw. And I was like, okay. So yeah, I don't know how they're going to work that one out, but yeah, so they're replacing that one with a new saw, keeping my saw, replacing the current new saw with another new saw, storing that new saw over the road. And I was like, are you for real? It's like, my saw is the worst saw in the shed. I can only cut 1 piece of timber at a time, whereas all the others can cut up to 4. Mine is not accurate. So the amount of orders that we get for wood that has to be cut to a specific size and it has to be accurate, I can't do them because my wood won't do it. My saw won't do it. So it's like, so you're getting rid of the ones that can do the accurate lengths and keeping the one that is absolutely rubbish that you've been moaning about since I got there. And I mean, I've worked there just over 5 years now. And it's like, and you've been moaning about it for the whole 5 years I've been there. And you keep saying you're getting rid of it and you never have done. And now you're keeping it. It's like, you lot are not for real. So yeah, so apparently they're meant to be redoing the shed. So I don't know how they're doing it. But even the main boss who owns it, so their dad, he says he's redoing the shed. I was like, yeah. He went, okay, I believe that when I see it. And it's like, well, apparently that's what he's doing. He says, so he's storing that saw until the shed's being redone next year some point. And it's like, okay, well, whatever, if floats his boat. He says, I can't see it happening somehow, but never mind. Because I know when they get the new saws, they're going to have to get the power box thing upgraded as well, because it's only strong enough for what we've currently got there. They didn't think it was going to be strong enough for the new saw that we had in the other year. It was just strong enough for that one. So if they do get these other new saws, they're going to have to upgrade that as well, so that's going to cost them as well. So yeah, so those who were betting on when I was going to get my new saw, you're right, I'm not getting it. Because I'm the only one who knows how to work my saw, and I'm stuck on that one for eternity. I've been playing musical saws this week. Well, Friday and yesterday. From people not turning up for work. So I think yesterday I ended up being on 3 saws. One of the guys from the splitting saw didn't turn up because he's not reliable. So he didn't turn up, so I had to go on there. And then I had to set my saw up for Shane's sister to do what I was doing on that one. And then they wanted to change what that one was doing, so I went around there to reset everything up for that one. So they took me off the splitting saw and told me to stay on my saw. I was like, right, and then put Shane's sister back on her saw, which Shane was on, and then took Shane off his saw and put him back onto the splitting saw. And then the other day, Shane was on one of the saws and he had to take a delivery out, so they stopped me from doing what I was doing on my saw to take over what Shane was doing on his saw. I was like, this is ridiculous. You need to get more staff. But I don't know why, they can never seem to get staff. And they definitely can't keep the staff. And the only stuff they can keep are the ones that are unreliable because they know they get away with everything. So we'll see what happens when they get these new saws, whether we're getting new stuff or not, but I have a funny feeling we probably won't. But other than that, work seems to be picking up. We've had a boatload of wood come in the other day, so obviously a couple of big orders to be done. Whether or for just splitting or not, I have no idea. You never know what the wood's for until you get told what it's for. Yes, it seems to have picked up a little bit. I was looking at flights the other day, seeing if they've come down or not, because there was a thing on the news, on the TV, advertising like discounted fares for a certain period of time for international and all this lot. So I thought, all right, we'll check that. Yeah, I can get a cheap flight, but it would mean that my travel time is 2 days. It's like I am not travelling for 2 days. 1 day, well, just over 1 day is bad enough. But yeah, some of it was like through Air China, I think, or something like that. And you're sitting at airports for like 9.5 hours. So it's like, yeah, nah. I've done that once, and that was bad enough. And then you get to the next airport, and it's another 9.5 hours. It's like, nah. So if I wanted just a normal flight, which was like 24 hours, it was gonna. The prices from when I looked before, they've shot up. So now the cheapest flight I can get is nearly $5,000. So it's like, that is way out of my league. So I need to call in at the travel agents at some point and see if they can find me a cheaper flight. A lot cheaper flight. So always the case. When I want to go home to visit family, the prices always seem to go through the roof. It's as if they know. So, I mean, I looked through there's many comparison sites that I know of. I looked through all those for the flights. And then I even went through some of the airlines directly, thinking it might be cheaper directly through them. Nope, they were just as dear. And it's like, so hopefully they may come down again. Maybe when they just put them up for this. It was called Click Frenzy or something like that, this discount thing. So there were all these operators that were included in it. So I'm hoping they just put the prices up so it looked like they were giving people a discount. And that will go back to normal. So I'll have to double check again. So yeah, as I mentioned as well in my update, I went to the opticians and my eyesight has got, or my near sight has got worse. So he asked me what been going off, because obviously it's not even been a year since I went in last. And I told him, I said, well, I feel like my close-up vision's got worse, a lot worse. I says, and I have, what do you call it now, astigmatism in my left eye. So I was like, in my left eye, it says feels really, really tight sometimes. So he said, right, we'll look at that as well. So yeah, so he's checking my vision, my long distance. He says perfect. He says actually better than perfect. He says nothing wrong with that at all. I was like, good. He says, but yeah, he says, you're right with regards to your close-up vision. He says that's definitely changed. So yeah, so my glasses have gone up to prescription strengths or whatever you call it. So I've just got to wait for them. And then he says, like, for the stigmatism, he says, obviously, he says, with your eye feeling tight or whatever, it's obviously straining. So a lot of the time it's when I'm driving. So he says, well, what we can do there, he says, it's up to you. He says, you don't have to. He says, but it might help ease it. He says, because they've got a special on at the opticians for glasses. He says he's get a pair of sunnies or sunglasses. He says, and he says we can put a real mild lens in your left eye one. He says to help with the straining of your eye. He says so then it won't feel so tight. And I was like, right. So I got a pair of sunnies as well. So we'll see if they help. And he says, right, we'll see you again in 2 years. He says, unless you have any more issues. I'm like, righty up. As I say, I mean, it's not even been a year since I saw them last time. And my eyes changed. He says, unfortunately, he says, your eyes are going to get worse. He says, it's inevitable. He says, with age. I said, well, I know that, but I didn't expect him to go down that quick. So hopefully they don't deteriorate now for another 2 years. Shane needs to go and get his eyes sorted. Well, he doesn't really need to get his eyes checked. He needs to get his glasses fixed. Don't know how, but he managed to damage them. Mind you, I'm not surprised with how he treats them. Just leaves them on the side at work. So they get all scratched and everything. How he can see out of them is beyond me. But yeah, he managed to break one pair. I think it was the arm or something like that. Went. Well, instead of going back to the opticians, he found his old glasses. So he's got the wrong prescription in them as it is. So he's using his old glasses. So he just needs to go in and get a new pair of glasses, that's all. But no. It's more important things to do. Like watching TikTok. There was a thing on the news the other night. It's like the average like teenager and that watches TikTok for at least 2 hours per day. I mean, Shane, you beat teenagers or something. So because you watch it for at least 3 hours a day, at least. He just started laughing. Yeah, Shane loves his TikTok. I don't see the point in it. I think I downloaded it when it was first come out to see what it was about, and then after about 30 minutes I uninstalled it and never installed it again. So we're due to start warming up over here now. So after the big rain event. So we're meant to be getting up into the high 20s starting from, I think it's tomorrow it starts warming up. So yeah, we're up into like 27, 28s. So we are due to come into spring. I was like, I didn't want it to warm up too quickly, thank you very much. I enjoy the cool nights and I don't mind the warm days. So yeah, enjoy the cool nights. I don't want the nighttime temperatures to warm up too quickly. Mind you, they say if what happens is meant to happen, we're meant to be having the rainy season this summer. We're meant to be getting a lot of rain, which might keep it a bit cooler. Might, then again it might not. Once we find out. So I don't know when that's going to start. there. Got a couple of questions as well, I think. So I'll get those in a second. Don't know where to go, what I've done or what I haven't done. That stitch. Tell you, I'm getting really old. I crack every time I move now. My elbows crack, my feet crack, my knees crack. Oh, I'm definitely getting old. I'm not even 47 yet. I'll go next. Okay, you definitely don't look like that colour. This colour's meant to be 936. That's definitely not 936, because that's more of a greeny colour. Nope. Let me just get me threads up. Oh no, it is right. Just where I put my pattern keeper, it's a bit further away. It looks like it's meant to be brown. It is the right colour. Right, give me a second. I need to get a drink because I know I'm going to cough. So I'll be back in a second. I'll get the questions as well. Okay, we're back. So, I never got any videos last week. The last stitch with me I put up, nearly never had it. For some reason, I don't know if I've changed something in my phone or what, but when I was trying to upload the videos, it just kept saying waiting all the time. And I was like, what's going off here? Or it was going to take like forever to upload. And it's like, it doesn't normally take this long to upload one of my videos. I mean, they're not exactly long. So I just decided, the phone that I'm recording on now, my old phone, I thought I'd just try uploading the Stitch With Me from that phone. Anyway, that worked. So I don't know what's going on with my other phone. And then when I uploaded my update this weekend, I managed to get it not there. When I updated my update video, that one wasn't working properly either. That took for ages for it to start. And I mean, it was only a 15-minute video, and it took 15-20 minutes to upload. And it's like, that doesn't normally take that long. It normally takes about 3 minutes. So I don't know what's going on with my phone, so I need to double check what's going off there. So yeah, so I don't know what's happening. So hence the reason I was going to put some videos in on the end of my last update video, Stitch With Me video, and I couldn't add them on because it just wasn't working. So if this one decides to work, I'll add them in. Now, I mentioned in regards to the birds roosting in the tree outside, making a right racket. Yeah, since I mentioned that, they've not roosted in that tree. Those things have disappeared. So I don't know where they've gone. So I've not been able to get a video of them. So, but I've still got the other one of all the birds coming in. So I'll hopefully, put that on the end of this video. Hopefully. So right, as I mentioned, I've got a couple of questions. I think it's 2. I thought I had more than that, but for some reason I didn't. So I've only got the 2. The first one is from Healing Gamer, who says, totally curious now, did you tell Shane that you were thinking about making a cross-stitch YouTube channel? So yes. That's when he told me I was stupid. So yes, I did tell Shane I was going to be doing that. Yeah, he just called me stupid. And does he know that you have online cross-stitchy friends? I know I've got online cross-stitchy friends because when I used to do the Zooms and stuff like that. So he knows I've got that. So he knows I've got online stitchy friends. And obviously, like, the ones that have channels as well, I watch their channels. And so yeah, so he knows about that. I've got online friends. The only friends I've got. So he knows about that. But yeah, he just doesn't know how to do the videos yet. I just told him I was going to do them. And that was when he called me weird. So that was that one. And then the next one is from Stitching Addicted, so Tanya, who wants to know if I'm going to stitch the background on Blackberry Dragon. So, because she can't remember what if I said it. So yes, I am going to be stitching the background on that, because I'm a glutton for punishment. So I've got all the threads for it, so yes. I've just sat down, I'm not standing up again, no. Stupid watch. So yes, so I will be stitching the background on Blackberry Dragon when I get stitching on him. So yeah, so that will be getting stitched. Also, she says Harold was feeling okay. Yep, she's a lot better than she was. Hope the shower is a simple fix. So that we're still waiting to hear. They came out the other week, as I mentioned, to see about putting a stair lift or well, just a normal lifting. They seem to think that they can get a stair lift in, and it will stop on the landing. So on the top of our landing, there's like a little square patch that you can't really use for anything. So they think they can get the chair to go around onto there. That's what they're thinking. And then if that's the case, then they will readjust my bathroom. So take out the bath and put in a shower for my mum. And it's like I said to them, why don't they just turn the cubbyhole? So it's just like a big walk-in cupboard. You can't really use it as much. It's classed as a room, but it's not a room. Like, why don't they just turn that into a walk-in shower for you? And said, that's what I said. So they're only about destroying my bathroom, taking the bath out and putting a shower in. And I said, I've still got the concerns with the fact that she's going to have to walk past the top of the stairs in order to get into the bathroom. And this is because she's still got the opportunity of falling down the stairs. Or if she's got the carer with her, the carer holding on to her, then they could both go tumbling down the stairs. So my brother seems to think my mum will be fine. Well, they reckon my mum will be fine. They've assessed her, and it's like the chances of her doing that are very low. And I was like, obviously they don't know my mother. And she used to fall down the stairs before she had a stroke. So yes, I'm still waiting to hear on that. So I don't know how long they're going to take to work out whether it's going to be feasible or whatever to put this stair lift in and then change the bathroom around. So I don't know how long she's got to wait to find out. She also says underfloor heating is amazing. I say, I don't know, I've never actually been in anywhere that has underfloor heating. So yeah, so my house will be the first one. My mum's extension, she'll say, will be the first place I've ever been with underfloor heating. I was asking my brother how that one connects up, whether it connects into like the heating system that's over there or not. He says no, it goes straight to the boiler, because it goes separately or something like that. Because where the French doors are in my house, it needs to be a window, and there needs to be a radiator underneath it. So the pipes are there for radiators. So I says to him, I says, well, can't you tap into them? And he says, I don't know actually. He says, I'll have to have a look into that, because it's a different fitting or something like that. He said, but the only thing is, he says, doing it that way, he says, that means that you can't turn the underfloor heating off. I says, well, my mum has the heating on 24/7 anyway, near enough, because she's always cold since having the stroke. I says, so it's on nearly enough all the time anyway. He went, no, that's a point. So he's going to have a look to see which is going to be the best option, whether to just feed it straight to the combi boiler, which, if you don't know what a combi boiler is, it's like a boiler, but you get the hot water when you turn on the tap, it fires up, so it just heats it as you need it. So you get your cold and hot water from it. But yeah, when you put the hot water on it, it heats the water up with the gas as and when you need it. So he says normally it's attached to that, it's direct to that, instead of going through like the heating system, which also goes through the combi boiler anyway, so I don't see what difference it makes. So yeah, so he's going to look into that and see which is going to be the best way to do it. Like I say, the pipes are already there, you see, for when we took the radiator out. They're still under the floor, so you can connect into those if it needs to be. So we'll see. And that was it for questions. Well, the last one was the one I answered very first, which was about the videos, because I read it. So yeah, like I say, so hopefully I can get the videos in this time. Hoping. My brothers actually did a little bit more of the garden, so they completely destroyed my garden, and they put like a path down, but made out of slabs. So they did a bit more of that, not much, and a little bit more down one end. And my mum was actually sat outside there for a little while actually. Well, she was sat out there while my brother was potting around in the garden with his plants. And she was out there for a bit, and then it started turning a bit chilly, so she came back in. And say before she had the stroke, she never used to go out in the garden. Well, I used to like put the washing out or whatever. She never like used to go and sit out there. She always avoids the sun, my mum. But since she's had the stroke, she likes sitting out there if there's somewhere for her to sit. So because I've been doing the garden for the last year and a half, 2 years, she's had nowhere to go. So now that they've done this one section and they had the garden furniture out, she went and sat outside for it. I think she was down near the fish pond, so she'd have been looking at the fish. So yeah, so she enjoyed herself. A couple of hours out in the sun, get some fresh air. She was quite chatty when I spoke to her on Sunday. makes a change, and I'll have to try and start a conversation. Yeah, she was chatty as anything. She still seems to think I'm sending my brother a hat over from Australia. And I was like, no. I said, we had this conversation the other week, Mum. Because he got, well, he'd been at working, and it was, I think it was last year when it was really, really hot over there. It got really high, and he got a bit of sunstroke. Because my brother never wears hat or sunscreen or anything like that. He got a bit of sunstroke. So apparently I was sending him over a hat from Australia. I was like, an Aussie hat. And I was like, no, we had this conversation before. I don't know where she's got this from. I said, I can get him one of the tradie hats from over here when I come over. And that's like it's like a cap, well, a hat, but then it's got this part of the back that comes down and covers your neck. It's what all like mainly the people who work on the roads and stuff like that, they have to some from burning. So I can get one of them. I was like, but I'll not be posting it, so it'll cost me a fortune. I mean, I sent hers and my brother's birthday cards off the other week, and they've gone up. Normally it used to cost me maybe about, in Australian dollars, about $3.50 per card, roughly. When I went in, I said, I'll send these to the UK. Like, yeah, it's $14 each. I was like, sorry? Like, yeah, $14 each. I was like, since when? I said, it was normally only like $3.50. I said, how can you bump it up by that? I said, it's only cards. So I was like, let's see if we can find a cheaper way for you. Oh, thanks. So the cheaper way was to put it in one of these envelopes that I've never seen before. I put it in one of these envelopes and send them off that way, and it would go, because apparently the cards would have to go as a large letter. It's like these cards were small, they're not even large. So yeah, so we had to put them in this envelope thing and send them that way, because the weight of the cards was okay for this package. So it cost me, instead of costing me $28 to send 2 cards, it cost me $14 to send 2 cards. I was like, this is ridiculous. I was like, my mum thinks I'm sending a hat through the post. This is going to cost me like about $300. It's like, yeah, no, that's not happening. No way. Yeah, I don't know why it got so expensive all of a sudden for sending stuff to the UK. Never used to. This page is coming along quite quickly, actually. It's only normally about 3 or 4 colours. Good when I get into the tiger itself. That's a few pages away yet. If I started at the other end, I'd have probably been in the tiger, because his ear goes up towards the top of the page. Since I always start left, I was like, did that wrong. I suppose I could always jump around if needs be and find the tiger and start on that, and then come back and do a bit of the background and then do a bit more of the tiger, but that means I've got to count. Can't be bothered doing that. through the... When was it? Last weekend? Possibly last weekend? Shane ordered some window tint for his car, and he ordered it off of Temu. Anyway, he turned up. So I think it was last weekend. What was the weekend before? I forget. So he decided he was going to put this tint on. Why he's decided he was going to do it, I have no idea. So he decided he was going to put this tint on. All I can say is, it's a good job I was not recording. He was getting the proper moddies on with it. Every 2 seconds he was swearing and throwing tantrums, and it's like, oh my god. So, for the first day, I think he was doing window tinting for about 6 hours. Putting it on, ripping it off, putting it on, ripping it off, coming in, having a strop, and it's like, oh my god. And anyway, at one point, he was in the garage. So at one point I went in, I said, if I hear you swear and curse one more time about this stupid tint, I'm going to come here, I'm going to smash all your car windows. I said, I'm fed up of hearing it. I said, 5 hours now. So yeah, he'd been at it for 5 hours at that point. I said, 5 hours now. I said, all I've heard is you swearing and moaning. I said, it's the weekend. I said, it's time for me to be relaxing and doing what you want to do. I don't want to be listening to you swearing and cursing and effing and blinding every 2 seconds. He shut up after that for some reason. Don't know why. His windows are still intact, by the way. I'm just pulling the wrong sort. Oh. Ah, damn it. So yes, I didn't smash his windows. Come close to it though. And when he got, and then the next day he went on to do the final window, which was the back window. And oh my god, he started it at, well, it must have been about 8 o'clock in the morning. And literally within 5 minutes, he was swearing and cursing. And I was like, don't start doing this again. So what he's done on the normal windows and side windows, that doesn't look too bad. The back window, yeah, that one's looks absolutely shocking. We've got more air bubbles in it than anything else. Because it's a funny angle for that window. So, because you've got to do it from inside the car, and it's not a hatchback, so you can't just open the boot up and do it that way, which would have been a lot easier. Yeah, so it was definitely an interesting weekend, that one. And he's gone for one of the darkest tints. And one of his old cars used to have a dark tint on it, and it was horrible for driving, especially at night time, because you couldn't see the corners. You can't see the road or anything out of it. It's absolutely shocking. Because he wanted the Mazda with a really, really dark tint on it, and I told him it weren't happening. Anyway, he got this tint, and he's like, it's not the darkest, so it'll be fine. You'll be able to see out the corners, out the windows. And where had he gone? I think he'd gone to the shops one night to pick some stuff up because we'd run out. And he come back, he said, I can't see out the windows, it's too dark. I said, well, I told you. And then you wanted to go for the darkest one. He said, I can't even see in the car. So yeah, so he was moaning. I was like, well, it's your own fault. I told you not to go so dark. Yes, I understand it's good to have the tint on the windows to stop the car from getting too hot inside in the summer. And to stop the glare coming through the windows in summer. But we're in winter, it's darker. And yeah, you can't see anything. yet. Because he was going to take the Mazda this morning to work. Because obviously pick his sister up on the way to work. And I was going to take the Mazda and leave me his car. I said, well, I don't mind. I said, because I'm only going into town, so it's not like I'm going far. It won't be dark, so I might be able to see where I'm going. Anyway, when I was getting ready to go to the doctor's, I thought, I'd better see which car he's left me. He actually left me the Mazda, he took his car. I thought, oh, good. Oops. Mind you, his car's a manual. I've not driven a manual since I left the UK. In the UK, most cars over there are manuals, whereas over here, most cars are automatic. So I haven't driven a manual since I was in the UK. So I was like, that'd be fun. I'll probably be bunny hopping down the street. Make it interesting. As my mum used to call it, having kangaroo juice in your car. So it's Shane's dad's birthday on Friday. And then the following weekend it's Father's Day. Anyway, he's like, yeah, I just want money for Christmas. Bearing in mind, he's in his 70s and he still expects to get birthday presents. So yeah, I just want money. Money instead of presents. Alright. Yeah, because I've just spent $400 on buying 3 tins of paint so I can paint the path. What? So yeah, so he's got this, what is it, non-slip paint or whatever it is, to paint the path. And I mean, his path's not that big. And each tin of paint was $120 for a tin of paint. So he's used 1 tin of paint from the gate to the front door, which is not very far. I was like, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have needed to use a whole tin of paint on that. And then he's used another tin of paint where the washing line is, heading towards the steps up to the back door. And then he had to get another tin of paint for another part, and it's like $118 per tin. It's like, yeah. Why now have you decided to paint the path when you're not working? Yeah, because it's retired. It's like, oh, I've always wanted to do it. Why didn't you do it while you was working and you could afford the paint? Because he's only got a pension, so he doesn't get that much. So now he wants money off everyone for his birthday to pay for this paint that he's spent. But the thing is, the pattern that is painted, you don't slip on it anyway because it's like, well, what you call it, corrugated or whatever, you know, where it's got the little ripples in it, so it makes it non-slip. So it's that anyway, but he's decided to paint it all. And the reason he's decided to paint it is because his next door neighbour, she decided to paint her fence grey, and he liked the grey. Well, because he didn't want the copy, he decided he was going to paint the floor. But apparently they'd been toying with the idea way before she painted her fence grey. It's like, yeah, alright then. But they just wanted to see what it would look like in grey when she started her fence before they went out and bought the paint. I was like, seriously? But yeah, I'm going to say, I mean, all the times I've been there, even when we stopped there when we first came over, I mean, no matter how much rain or whatever, it never got slippy. The only part that may have got a little bit slippy was round by the clothesline. So that part I could understand because all the water just used to pool on it. So it used to pool there. And I was like, oh, Mr. Stitch. And I was like, fair enough, do that part. So, but there's no need to do the whole front of your pathway, on the pathway that you don't hardly walk on. But no, they wanted it all doing. It's like, well, that's just stupid. But fortunately, like Shane, he's dead stubborn and won't listen to what people tell him. And his mum just goes along with just anything for an easy life. Alright, we'll end that there. So this will be just over an hour. That's not too bad. So what have we done? 233 stitches. So I'm at 0.84%. I'm nearly at 1%. Woo! How many I've done? 2,253 stitches altogether on this project, out of a total of 267,750. Still got a way to go. There we are. Oh, well, wrong way. That's what we're up to so far on that. So, again, guys, if you do have any questions or comments, again, as normal, feel free to drop those down below. Or you can email me. Email address, as always, is dizzystitcher@gmail.com. Or I am on Instagram @dizzystitcher. Although I don't post very often on there, I'll still answer your questions on there. So, yeah. So that's where we're at to on there. And then soon be time to start doing all my new starts. It's going to be interesting. We'll see what we can do on them ones. So again, guys, thank you very much for watching. So much appreciated. If I can get the video of the birds on, I will add those on at the end of this. So until next time, take care, stay safe, happy stitching. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye for now.